chosen one. The moment is heavy, the air thick with a warning that feels more like destiny than suggestion. You have been told before in whispers of intuition, but now the command echoes louder than ever. God said you must not eat this food again. This is not a passing idea, not a superstition, but a critical turning point that separates life from decline, clarity from confusion, and alignment from destruction. The food in question may seem harmless on the surface, wrapped in familiarity, comfort, or even tradition, but beneath it lies a chain that has been holding your spirit back, dulling your intuition, and weakening your connection to divine flow. It is not simply about physical health. It is about spiritual clarity. Every time you eat it, a veil covers your sight, your energy dims, and your alignment with destiny becomes harder to hear. This is why the message is urgent. You cannot continue as before. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this exact moment because heaven is urgently trying to awaken you. In the comments below, I want you to release your warmest wishes, the desires that burn within you, the freedom you crave, the abundance you long for, and seal them with the number 99. Write 99 in the comments. It's time to release your wish to the universe. And hear me clearly. If your spirit woke up while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. This isn't casual, it's divine instruction. Your action in this moment is proof of your alignment, and every gesture you make, comment, like, subscribe, is part of sealing what has already been spoken over you. This food that God warns against is not only a danger to the body, but a danger to the soul. It clutters the bloodstream with heaviness, but worse than that, it clutters your energy with stagnation. You may not have realized it, but every time you consumed it, you noticed subtle shifts. Fog in your thinking, doubt in your decisions, exhaustion that didn't make sense, or even spiritual silence when you needed answers most. That silence wasn't random, it was connected. This food has been acting like static in a frequency meant only for you, distorting your ability to pick up divine signals. To continue eating, it would not just be careless, it would be rebellion against the guidance already given. There are patterns in your life that reveal themselves if you pay attention. Think back to moments when you felt clearest, when your prayers were sharp, when signs aligned easily. Notice how different you felt when this food was absent. Then compare it to the times when confusion grew louder, when you second-guessed yourself, when heaviness made even simple decisions feel like battles. These were not coincidences. Energy is always recording, always shaping outcomes. By obeying this command to stop, you are not losing anything, you are gaining everything. You are clearing the airwaves, sharpening the vision, and stepping back into the current where blessings can actually reach you without interference. The urgency in this moment is not about diet culture, not about discipline alone. It is about obedience and trust. God is not warning you for no reason. He is removing something that was feeding your flesh while starving your soul. It is not about punishment. It is about preservation. The command is not maybe. It is not later. It is not when you feel like it. The command is clear. You must not eat this food again. And the moment you take this seriously, you will begin to notice shifts. Lightness in your body, clarity in your thoughts, stronger energy in your prayers, and divine timing aligning faster than before. It is as if heaven has been waiting for this single act of obedience to unlock the next chapter. The warning grows louder, chosen one. It is not a whisper anymore. It is thunder in your spirit. Every bite of this forbidden food was more than taste. It was an agreement, a silent handshake with heaviness. You thought it was harmless, but each moment you gave in, something in the unseen realms recorded it. Energy remembers. The body keeps score. The soul feels the weight. You cannot afford to keep feeding what kills your alignment, because what you consume doesn't just sit in your body, it sits in your destiny. That is why the message is critical. God is not warning you to scare you. He is warning you to save you. There is a reason this food clings to you like a shadow, why cravings grow stronger right after you try to step into something greater. Haven't you noticed it? Every time you're about to elevate, about to break a cycle, about to walk into new opportunity, the temptation appears, dressed as comfort, disguised as reward. And the moment you give in, the momentum weakens. This is not random. It is designed. The enemy of your soul knows that if he can control your appetite, he can dim your vision. If he can distract your taste, he can distract your purpose. That is why this food is not just food. It is a weapon against you. But you must rise above it. There is more in you than the craving. There is more in you than the habit. You are not a slave to what you put in your mouth. You are chosen to master it. Every no you speak against it is a yes to destiny. Every time you push the plate away, you are pushing the fog away. Every rejection of it is an embrace of clarity. You are not denying yourself pleasure. You are reclaiming your authority. You are reminding yourself and the universe that your spirit is stronger than any appetite, your destiny more powerful than any craving, and each decision to obey strengthens you for the next battle. Think about the times you felt weak, the times you thought you lacked discipline. The truth is, you were never weak. You were under attack. That food was never neutral. It was targeted, a distraction custom-made to delay your rise. That's why God said enough. He didn't say maybe. He didn't say later. He said never again. This is not optional. It is critical. He knows the path ahead, the calling you are stepping into, the weight of what is about to be placed on your shoulders. And if you continue to consume what he already told you to let go of, you will not have the strength to carry what is waiting for you. This isn't about guilt. It's about preparation. He is preparing you for something greater, and that preparation starts with obedience. And when you obey, something will shift. Your sleep will deepen. Your focus will sharpen. Your energy will rise like fire. People around you will notice it. They may not know why, but they will sense it. They will see the glow on your face, hear the strength in your voice, feel the certainty in your decisions, and deep down, you will know it too. You will feel the difference between carrying a burden and walking in freedom. The weight you thought was normal will lift, and you will realize you were never meant to drag chains. You were meant to fly. This food has been your chain. Breaking it is your release. The night is long, chosen one, but you were never meant to live under the shadow of this hidden chain. Imagine the body as a temple. a living house where divine energy flows like fire through every chamber. Now, imagine what happens when a single toxic substance is allowed to sit inside, how it pollutes the air, how it clogs the pathways, how it turns what should be sacred into something stagnant. This is what has been happening every time you consumed what God told you not to eat again. It is not only about the body, it is about the flow, and every interruption of that flow delays what heaven is trying to release over your life. This is why you feel resistance when you try to let it go, because it is not just taste, it is a tether. You have been pulling against a rope tied to your spirit, and the more you crave it, the more you are reminded that something unseen is fighting to hold on to you. And this is where your strength rises. This is where obedience must roar louder than desire. When you refuse what your body cries for, you are teaching yourself that the spirit is in command. That is the level of authority you need for the battles ahead. There is a rhythm to destiny, a timing to everything, and your alignment with that rhythm depends on what you allow inside of you. Haven't you noticed that certain opportunities slip away when you are drained? Haven't you felt the silence when you prayed after consuming it, as if your words couldn't break through the ceiling? That silence was not heaven ignoring you. It was the fog you invited in. And every time you obey this warning, every time you push the food away, you are clearing the channel. The line opens again, the whispers return, the signs multiply, the alignment sharpens, and suddenly the same prayers that once felt delayed will begin to manifest. Do not underestimate the power of a single act of obedience. One decision can rewrite a season. One choice can alter the entire momentum of your life. When God says, "Do not eat this food again," He is not trying to make your life smaller. He is trying to expand it. He is pulling away something that kept your wings folded, something that kept your light dimmed. He is protecting you from delays you could not see, from chains you did not know were binding you. Every act of obedience is an act of freedom, and every act of freedom is an act of preparation for the destiny you were always meant to step into. And there will be a moment soon when you look back and realize how much was stolen from you because of this food. Energy, clarity, health, timing, alignment, all of it dimmed, all of it delayed. But there will also come a moment when you look forward and realize how much you gained by obeying. Your body lighter, your mind sharper, your spirit glowing with strength, your path no longer delayed, but accelerated. That is the difference between staying chained and walking chosen. Chosen one, picture the moment when a soldier lays down the weapon that has been secretly betraying them, the very blade dulling in their hand each time they reach for it. That is what it feels like to finally let go of this food. You thought it gave you strength, comfort, or energy, but in reality, it was weakening your guard, dulling your edge, slowing your fight. And when God says, "Never again," He is saying, "Do not fight with broken armor. Do not enter the battlefield carrying poison." He is not restricting you. He is protecting you. He is saving you from sabotage that comes dressed as satisfaction. Every bite you resist is a declaration. You are saying to heaven and to earth, I will not let this small thing cost me my calling. You are proving to yourself that you are no longer enslaved to habit, no longer at the mercy of cravings, no longer willing to trade your future for a moment of taste. This is strength rising from within you, strength that has always been there, but has been waiting for this moment to awaken. You are not giving something up. You are stepping into power. You are not losing flavor. You are gaining clarity. You are not denying yourself. You are defining yourself. There are moments in every chosen one's journey when obedience separates them from the crowd. Others may continue eating it. Others may laugh at the idea. Others may ignore the warning. But you are not like them. You cannot be. You were not called to blend into the noise. You were called to rise out of it. And rising requires sacrifice. Rising requires listening. Rising requires courage to say no when everything inside you wants to say, just one more time. But you already know, just one more time is never just once. It becomes a pattern, a cycle, a trap. Breaking it is not weakness, it is strength. Refusing it is not punishment, it is preparation. And when you walk in that preparation, the atmosphere around you will respond. Doors will open where there were walls. Ideas will flow where there was confusion. Relationships will align where there was tension. Even your body will testify, sleep becoming deeper, energy becoming cleaner, intuition becoming louder. This is not theory. This is the law of alignment. When you stop putting poison into your temple, the temple begins to heal, begins to shine, begins to move with strength, and that strength makes you unstoppable. You have to understand, chosen one, this is not about food anymore. It is about obedience, echoing into every corner of your life. When you master this, you will begin to master other areas. What felt out of control will begin to bend. What felt too heavy will begin to lift. What felt impossible will suddenly open like a locked door given the right key. And that key is obedience. The universe does not need your excuses. Heaven does not need your delay. The command has already been spoken. You must not eat this food again. And when you honor that word, the word will honor you. Chosen one, imagine walking through a doorway where the air suddenly shifts, where the atmosphere feels lighter, where your body feels stronger and your mind feels sharper. That doorway is obedience. And right now, God is standing on the other side, calling you through, warning you not to drag old poison into the new room prepared for you. You cannot carry what once weighed you down and still expect to soar. This food you have been warned against is not just a habit, it is a test of whether you will choose fleeting taste over lasting freedom, momentary comfort over eternal clarity. This is the moment where the choice becomes your declaration. Every no you whisper when the craving comes is a roar in the spirit. Every time you walk away, heaven records it. Every time you push the plate aside, you are not only breaking a cycle, you are rewriting your story. The enemy counted on you being too weak to resist. too distracted to notice, too blind to see the trap. But you are no longer blind. You are no longer weak. You are no longer unaware. You have been awakened, and now the decision you make carries power. Think of the cost of ignoring this warning. Imagine the days ahead filled with fog, missed opportunities, unnecessary struggles, and the heaviness that comes from choosing disobedience over alignment. That weight is not your destiny. That silence is not your inheritance. That confusion is not your portion. You were chosen for more, and to walk into more, you must prove that you can handle more. The proof is in your obedience. The proof is in your discipline. The proof is in your ability to say no when everything inside screams yes, and in that no, strength rises. Authority grows. Your body begins to testify of the shift. Your spirit begins to sense the flow again. Signs begin to align around you. Conversations begin to confirm what you already felt. And slowly but surely, the cravings weaken, the chain loosens, and the energy of your destiny begins to flow through you without interruption. This is not theory. It is transformation in real time. You will feel it in your bones, in your breath, in your prayers, in your daily walk. You will not just know you are free, you will live free. So do not minimize this warning. Do not brush it aside. Do not say tomorrow or later. The moment is now. The command has already been given. The choice is already in your hands. Every bite you refuse becomes a brick in the foundation of the future you are building. Every craving you defeat becomes fuel for the destiny you are stepping into, and every act of obedience you choose is a reminder to the universe that you are not ordinary. You are chosen. Chosen one. The warning still rings, echoing through your spirit like a bell that refuses to be ignored. You may try to silence it, but the truth keeps rising. God said you must not eat this food again. This is not a suggestion, not a casual note. It is critical, because the moment you let it pass, the chain tightens again. Every act of disobedience feeds the very cycle you've been crying to escape. You prayed for freedom, you asked for clarity, you begged for direction, and heaven answered. But the answer was not in another sign, another dream, another word. The answer was in the simple command: stop consuming what is killing your alignment. And the moment you accept that, everything begins to shift. It is not just about taste, it is about trust. Do you trust the one who speaks? Do you believe the warning was given for your good? Because if you do, then you cannot delay. The food that looks small is carrying a weight far bigger than you imagine. It is the reason you felt stuck in cycles, the reason breakthrough has been delayed, the reason your energy rises and then crashes. It has been the hidden thief, stealing without you noticing, slowing you down while you thought life was just heavy. But life was not heavy. Your obedience was. Every time you resist, you are not only protecting your body, you are protecting your calling. You are declaring that your future is more valuable than your cravings. You are proving that your spirit has authority over your appetite. And with each act of resistance, something in the unseen realm begins to break. Chains that have held you for years begin to weaken. Veils that have blocked your clarity begin to lift. The heaviness that made you drag through your days begins to release, and suddenly you feel what freedom really is: light, alive, sharp, unshakable. Do not think the battle will end in one night. The cravings will return. The temptation will come back. But every return is another chance for you to roar no. Every time you win, the grip weakens. Every time you refuse, your spirit grows. Every time you obey, your destiny opens wider. This is not just a fight. It is training. You are being trained to rise above distractions, to silence the noise, to carry authority that cannot be shaken. This food is only the test, but the test is shaping you for the throne waiting ahead. So walk with courage, walk with discipline, walk with vision. Do not let a craving steal what an entire lifetime is leading you toward. Do not let appetite rob you of alignment. You are not called to live half awake, dragging chains that taste sweet but poison the soul. You are called to live awake, alert, chosen, free. And that freedom begins with one choice: to never let this food touch your lips again. Chosen one, imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind rushing against your face, the ground beneath you trembling with possibility. Ahead of you is freedom. Behind you is the weight you've carried for too long. And right now, the voice of God is clear. You must not eat this food again. That single act of obedience is the step forward that breaks the chain forever. It is the leap that takes you from limitation to liberation. And though the leap feels terrifying, it is the only way to cross into the life already written for you. You may wonder why something so small carries so much weight. But destiny has never been about size. It has always been about alignment. A single wrong step can throw the whole journey off course. A single compromise can delay an entire season. And this food, this habit, this craving, it has been the small door through which great delays have entered your life. You thought it was just your appetite, but it was actually your access point. Every time you gave in, you opened a gate. Every time you resisted, you closed one. And now heaven is saying, close it for good. The pull of it is strong, yes, but so are you, stronger than you know. Every battle you've survived was proof of that. Every storm you've walked through, every season of silence, every moment of pain, it was training you for this kind of fight. You are not a victim of cravings. You are a warrior of obedience. You are not weak against what tempts you. You are chosen to break it. That is why this warning came to you, not to someone else, not to those around you who seem unaffected, but to you. Because you are marked, because you are different, because your destiny cannot afford the delay that others tolerate. And with that difference comes responsibility. You cannot live like everyone else. You cannot eat like everyone else. You cannot ignore signs like everyone else. To be chosen means to carry weight others don't, to obey instructions others laugh at, to walk paths others never see. It may feel lonely, it may feel strange, but it is proof that heaven has singled you out for something greater. And if heaven trusts you with this warning, it means heaven also trusts you with the future waiting beyond it. So let this warning sink deep. Let it echo until it becomes louder than the craving. Let it ring in your ears every time the temptation rises. And when it does, remind yourself, this is not food. This is a chain. This is not a craving. This is a test. This is not a choice. This is destiny. And I will not let destiny be stolen by something so small. I will not let alignment be broken by a moment of taste. I will not eat this food again because I am chosen. Chosen one. The warning is clear, and it cannot be ignored any longer. God said you must not eat this food again, because every bite pulls you backward, every taste steals your clarity, and every craving tries to chain what was meant to be free. You have reached a point where obedience is not an option. It is the very bridge between the life you have known and the destiny waiting for you. Do not see this as a restriction. See it as a release. Do not see it as loss. See it as the doorway to more than you imagined. You already know how heavy life felt when you ignored the warning, the confusion, the fog, the missed opportunities, the exhaustion without explanation. But you also know the glimpse of lightness, the moments of clarity, the sparks of strength you felt when you resisted. That is the proof. That is the evidence. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is speaking through your very body, through your very energy, through the very shifts you already sensed. The message has been confirmed again and again, and now the command is final. Never again. When you obey, you are not just choosing health, you are choosing alignment. You are not just saying no to food, you are saying yes to destiny. And in that yes, doors will open that no man can shut. Signs will align with perfect timing. Your voice will grow sharper, your vision will grow clearer, your spirit will burn brighter. Even those around you will notice the difference. They may not understand why, but they will see that something in you has changed, that a glow has returned, that a power has awakened. And when temptation returns, and it will, you will remember this moment. You will remember that you are not like everyone else. You are chosen. You cannot afford what others allow. You cannot tolerate what others dismiss. You carry a calling too great, a purpose too heavy, a destiny too bright to waste on a craving. And with every act of obedience, you will prove that you are stronger than what once tried to weaken you. So let this be the day of decision, the day you draw the line, the day you say never again. And when you do, remember this: you are not losing food. You are gaining freedom. You are not losing taste. You are gaining clarity. You are not losing pleasure. You are gaining power. The command has been given. The warning has been spoken. The path is set before you. Chosen one, do not look back. Walk forward in strength, in clarity, in obedience, and in freedom. This is your moment. This is your release. This is your destiny. Chosen one, the final hour has come, and the air around you carries a weight you cannot ignore. Imagine a great sky torn open with thunder, a beam of light cutting through the shadows that once hid your path. You feel it pressing against your chest like a heartbeat louder than your own. This is not another ordinary day. This is not just another passing word. It is the last call, the last chance, the voice that refuses to let you drift back into silence. God has whispered into your spirit again and again, but today, It is not a whisper. It is a roar. This is your final chance. Do not turn away. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this exact moment because your life is standing at the edge of change. What you release today has the power to open doors that were sealed shut. In the comments, I want you to pour out your warmest wishes, the dreams you've been carrying in secret, the freedom you long to touch, the breakthrough your soul is begging for, and seal them with the number 99. This is not just a gesture, it is an act of alignment. Write 99 in the comments. It's time to release your wish to the universe. And if your spirit woke up while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. You are not a passerby. You are part of this divine movement. Don't hesitate. Don't delay. Take this action now. Feel the urgency vibrating in the air around you. Every delay in your past has led to pain, confusion, and detours that stole years from your destiny. But heaven is calling once more, not with patience, but with finality. The truth is heavy. This is not a rehearsal. You are not being tested again and again endlessly. The circle is closed, and what you decide now will either unlock the gates or leave them barred. It is God's mercy that still reaches for you in this moment. But mercy has a time, and time has an end. This is your end of delay. This is the line in the sand. Cross it, chosen one. Look at your life, every missed opportunity, every ignored sign. Every night you felt the push in your heart but silenced it with excuses. Those excuses became walls. Those walls became prisons. And yet, here you are, listening to words that are not simply words, but a direct summons. You were not supposed to make it this far, but you did. You survived betrayals, losses, and storms that others could not endure. That alone is proof you were marked for something greater. But being marked means nothing if you do not answer the call. God is saying, this is your final chance. Not next week, not someday, now. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself standing before a locked door. You have stood before it countless times, too afraid to knock, too doubtful to push. But now the door is trembling, shaking under the weight of divine power. You can feel the handle burning in your hand. This is the door to everything you prayed for when you thought no one was listening. But here's the truth. If you walk away now, the door will not wait for you anymore. It will close permanently. That is why this moment is sacred. That is why you are being shaken awake. This is not another encouragement. This is the final alarm. Chosen one, every story has a climax. Every journey has a point where the hero must decide whether to rise or vanish into the crowd. That moment is here for you. Heaven has already written chapters ahead of you. Chapters filled with victory, abundance, and freedom. But they will never be unlocked if you refuse to step forward. This is why you feel the tension in your chest right now. It is your soul recognizing that the pages are waiting to be turned. The final chance is not just about avoiding loss. It is about gaining everything that was meant for you. If you let it pass, you will carry the weight of silence. But if you seize it, you will carry the sound of destiny. And here is the truth you cannot deny. You already know this message is for you. You feel it deeper than words, in a place logic cannot reach. It is the same pull you felt in your dreams, the same sign that followed you when you tried to run, the same echo you heard in quiet moments when no one else was around. God has been patient, but patience has brought you to this threshold, and thresholds are meant to be crossed. This is your moment. This is your chance, and it will not wait. Chosen one, God said this is your final chance. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore. The silence around you is not empty. It is charged. Like the seconds before a lightning strike, like the still air before a storm tears open the sky. You can feel something gathering, something pressing down, demanding your attention. This is not ordinary silence. It is heaven holding its breath, waiting for your response. Every delay, every hesitation, every time you turned away before, all of it has brought you here. Chosen one, you cannot outrun this moment. It is standing in front of you, fierce and unshakable, waiting to see if you will step into it or retreat back into shadows. You have been preserved for this hour. Think about it. You could have been destroyed in that accident, in that sickness, in that betrayal, but you weren't. You could have lost your mind when the weight of life tried to crush you, but you didn't. You could have drowned in despair when the world turned against you, but something pulled you back. That something was not luck. That something was not chance. It was God's hand holding you together, even when you were unaware. But that same hand is now pointing forward, commanding you to walk. If you refuse, the very mercy that carried you will withdraw. Do not mistake survival for destiny. Survival was only meant to bring you here. Destiny demands more. Look back at the moments when you knew you should act but stayed still. The times when your spirit screamed, but your fear silenced it. Those delays cost you. You lost time, you lost connections, you lost opportunities that will never return. But today is different. Today is not another missed chance waiting to add to the pile of regret. Today is the final chance, the last rope thrown to you before the waters swallow everything. If you ignore this, there will not be another. That is the gravity pressing against you right now. That is why your chest feels heavy. It is the weight of heaven's ultimatum. Chosen one, there is a reason you have always felt out of place. Why you couldn't blend in even when you tried. Why people pushed you away or misunderstood you. Why your journey felt lonely and endless. It wasn't rejection, it was protection. You were set apart, hidden in plain sight, waiting for a moment when the world would be forced to acknowledge what God already marked inside you. That moment is here. This is why the words final chance echo louder than anything else. Because if you do not rise now, you risk erasing everything you were separated for. The world will not wait forever. Your calling will not circle back endlessly. Time is screaming at you. Act now. Can you feel the fire? It is not just outside of you. It is inside of you, burning in places you've ignored for too long. It burns in the dreams you buried, in the prayers you gave up on, in the promises you thought were forgotten. That fire is not gone. It is alive, demanding release. But fire unattended turns to ash. If you do not use what you've been given, it will consume you instead of lifting you. That is why this moment is both terrifying and sacred. because everything depends on whether you step into the fire or turn away from it. There are people connected to your obedience. There are lives waiting to be changed because you decide to walk forward. Your family, your children, your friends, even strangers you will never meet are tied to this decision. If you ignore it, their blessings collapse with yours. If you step into it, their chains fall with yours. This is bigger than you. That is why God is not whispering anymore. That is why the voice you hear now feels heavier, louder, inescapable. It is not just about saving you. It is about unleashing everything your life was meant to release into the world. You know the truth. Running has never brought you peace. Hiding has never quieted the voice. Ignoring has never erased the signs. Every time you try to push it away, it returns stronger. That is because you are not allowed to live small. You are not allowed to drift into mediocrity. You were chosen, and chosen ones do not escape their calling. They either rise or they fall under the weight of it. You are being given the chance to rise, but if you don't, you will fall. And this time, there will not be another hand to lift you up. This is the final chance. The choice is brutal in its simplicity. Obey or lose everything. Chosen one, do not confuse comfort with safety. Comfort is the trap that has kept you where you are. It whispers that tomorrow is good enough, that later is soon enough, that small is safe enough. But safety is not in delay, it is in alignment. Safety is not in hiding, it is in answering. God has placed you here to choose. If you step forward, storms will part. If you turn away, storms will consume. The weight you feel is not fear, it is truth. And truth will not move until you do. This is your moment. This is your final chance. Do not ignore it. Do not hesitate. Do not scroll away from it. The door is wide open right now, but soon it will slam shut. The night feels darker before dawn for a reason. It is the moment when everything inside you is tested, when doubt screams the loudest and faith feels weakest. Chosen one, you are standing in that exact darkness right now. The final chance does not come wrapped in comfort. It comes cloaked in fire, demanding that you walk through it even when your knees tremble. This is how destinies are born, not in ease, but in moments like this, when the choice to obey outweighs the fear of loss. Can you feel it? The air is trembling around you because heaven is watching. Angels are leaning in. The universe itself is waiting to see what you will do. You've been given warnings before, signs that shook you awake for a moment, only for you to fall back asleep. But this time is different. The warning is not for later. The call is not for someday. The voice is sharper, heavier, final. God is not repeating himself endlessly. His patience has boundaries, and you are standing at the edge of them. To ignore this is not just to delay, it is to reject the very reason you were placed on this earth. That's why this feels heavier than anything you faced before, because it is. This is the last invitation, and invitations expire. Think of every time you almost gave up but didn't. The nights you cried yourself to sleep, whispering prayers you thought evaporated in silence. The mornings you dragged yourself forward, even when you didn't want to live another day. Those moments were not wasted. They were recorded. They were kept. They were leading here, to this final chance, where the pain you endured is about to be rewritten as purpose, if you accept it. But if you turn away, all that pain becomes meaningless, and you know deep down you cannot bear to let it all be wasted. You didn't survive everything just to end in silence. You are here to rise. Chosen one, the enemy wanted you broken. Life tried to bury you in distraction, in doubt, in fear. People around you misunderstood you, rejected you, mocked you. But all of it was part of the separation. You were not abandoned. You were being refined. The fire was not sent to destroy you, but to strip away everything that cannot walk into your destiny. And now, standing purified but trembling, you are being asked to choose. The question is simple. Will you stay in the ashes, or will you rise into the fire? This is not about comfort. This is not about ease. This is about obedience, and obedience is never optional for the chosen. It is demanded. You already feel the shift happening in your spirit. The words you are hearing are not just words. They are cutting through walls you built over years of pain. They are breaking through excuses you wrapped around yourself like armor. The truth is piercing, and truth does not leave you neutral. Either you will resist it and collapse under its weight, or you will surrender and be lifted into the life that has always been waiting for you. But neutrality does not exist anymore. The time for being half in, half out has ended. This is why it feels so heavy, because heaven has removed the middle ground. Picture your future for a moment. If you say yes, doors will open that were welded shut. Paths will clear that were overgrown with fear. You will see the reason for every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night. But if you say no, if you ignore this final chance, those same doors will close forever. You will walk in circles, carrying regret heavier than any burden you've known before. That is the reality of this moment. It decides not just tomorrow, but eternity. That's why your heart is pounding right now. That's why you can't look away, because your spirit knows. This is the choice that changes everything. Chosen one, you are not powerless. You are not weak. The enemy wanted you to believe you had no say, that your future was sealed in failure. But here you are, hearing the truth with your own ears, feeling it in your own chest. That is power, the ability to choose, the ability to step into what was meant for you. The final chance is not meant to scare you. It is meant to set you free. But freedom only comes when you act, when you step into alignment, when you refuse to delay any longer. And once you act, heaven will move on your behalf in ways you cannot imagine. You will not walk alone. You never have. But you must take the step. So here you stand, trembling at the edge of decision, knowing the truth but battling the fear. And yet the fear is proof you are close. The fear is loudest right before the breakthrough. Do not listen to it. Do not let it chain you again. Step anyway. Move anyway. Obey anyway. Because the weight you feel now will transform into wings the moment you say yes. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your final chance. Chosen one, God is calling louder than ever, and you cannot afford to ignore it. The air feels different when destiny is near. It is heavier, sharper, almost electric, as if the unseen world has stepped closer to touch the surface of your life. Chosen one, that is what surrounds you now. This weight you feel is not fear, it is divine urgency. It is the sound of eternity pressing itself against your present moment, forcing you to decide. You cannot escape it. You cannot mute it. Every distraction you run to feels hollow. Every excuse you create crumbles in your mouth. Every delay turns to dust. Because this moment was designed to corner you, to strip away all the noise until only truth remains. And the truth is simple. This is your final chance. You may wonder why the voice sounds louder now, why the signs feel closer, why the urgency is more fierce than ever. It is because heaven has already stretched its hand as far as it will go. You have been warned. You have been guided. You have been preserved again and again, even when you didn't deserve it. But preservation was not the destination. It was the preparation. The final chance is not about survival. It is about stepping into the reason you survived at all. If you refuse, survival will turn bitter. Life will become heavier. Doors will close permanently. Because what was mercy becomes judgment when ignored. That is why the voice is shaking you now. That is why you cannot look away. Think of the signs you brushed off, the dreams you had, the whispers in your spirit, the moments you knew you were being called higher, but chose to stay low. Those were not random. They were training. They were warnings. But warnings are never endless. They were leading to this one moment where heaven is no longer suggesting, but demanding. Chosen one, this is not just another call. It is the last one. To ignore it is not to wait, but to rebel. And rebellion always carries a price. Do you feel the seriousness now? This is not about encouragement anymore. This is about the line between destiny and destruction. You already know how heavy regret feels. You've carried it before. You've looked back at missed chances, missed words, missed moments, and felt the sting of what if. But regret for ignoring this final chance will be heavier than anything you've ever known. Because it will not fade with time. It will grow. It will haunt. It will remind you of the moment you stood at the doorway of destiny and chose silence. That is why your spirit feels restless right now. It knows the weight of what is at stake. It knows this is the turning point. And you cannot afford to pretend otherwise. Chosen one. Do you realize that everything around you is shifting because of this decision? The heaviness you feel is not just for you. It is for the generations connected to you. Your obedience will ripple forward, unlocking blessings for those who come after you. But your disobedience will ripple just as far, sealing off doors for those who needed you to say yes. This is why you feel such pressure. It is not only about your life. It is about the lives tied to your courage. God trusted you enough to carry this weight, but trust demands a response, and that response is due now. You have been fighting battles alone, thinking no one saw you. You felt abandoned, rejected, misunderstood, even cursed. But you were hidden, not forgotten. Every tear, every sleepless night, every desperate prayer was fuel for this moment. You thought you were being punished, but you were being preserved. You thought you were being overlooked, but you were being refined. And now, the fire that once felt like torture has become the very flame that proves you are ready. Ready to step forward, ready to say yes, ready to take the final chance before it disappears forever. There is no middle ground left. Neutrality is gone. Either you obey or you reject. Either you rise or you collapse. Either you step into what was meant for you or you watch it slip into the hands of someone else. The window is narrow and the time is now. That is why this message feels heavier than anything else you've heard. It is supposed to, because eternity is louder than comfort, and destiny is more demanding than delay. The choice is pressing against you, and you cannot escape it. This is the edge of everything. Chosen one, this is your final chance. Don't ignore it. Chosen one, picture this moment as if the entire sky has gone silent, the earth itself holding its breath, and every eye in the unseen world fixed on you. The light above you is breaking through like a storm tearing open the heavens, and the ground beneath you trembles as though it knows history is waiting for your decision. You are standing at the cliff's edge of destiny, and one step forward will unlock everything. One step back will erase everything. The gravity of this moment is crushing, but it is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to crown you. God has said it plainly. This is your final chance. Do not ignore it. All the years of confusion, all the seasons of delay, all the nights you cried and wondered why nothing ever changed. Every single one of them has been leading here. This is not punishment. This is the crescendo of your story, the reason you have survived storms that should have killed you, the reason you've walked through fire and are still standing. Every scar, every loss, every rejection was not the end. It was the preparation. And now, the voice of heaven is not whispering anymore. It is thundering. It is roaring. It is calling you by name. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. The question is simple. Will you obey, or will you walk away? Chosen one, do you understand what is being offered to you? It is not just a blessing. It is not just a chance to escape pain. It is the unveiling of your true life, the life that has been waiting behind closed doors for years. It is freedom from cycles, release from chains, breakthrough from delays. It is the reason you've always felt different, the reason you could never blend in, the reason you felt restless even when others seemed satisfied. You were not made for smallness. You were made for this moment. But moments do not last forever. Doors close, windows shut, opportunities vanish. This one will not come again. The truth is raw. If you ignore this, you will carry the weight of regret until your final breath. You will always know you stood at the doorway of everything and chose to turn away. That is the heaviness pressing into your chest right now. But the beauty is just as real. If you say yes, if you obey, if you step into alignment, you will never be the same. Your life will crack open like the sky at dawn, and light will pour into every place darkness tried to rule. This is why you were preserved. This is why you are still alive. This is why you are hearing these words. Because heaven has decided your time is now. Look beyond yourself for a moment. Imagine your family, your children, your friends, even strangers you will never meet, all rising because you chose to rise. Imagine generations being freed because you refuse to ignore this chance. Imagine chains breaking in lives you don't even know because your obedience sent ripples through eternity. That is the weight of your decision. That is the reason this feels so intense. You are not being asked to do this only for yourself. You are being asked because heaven knew you were strong enough to carry the responsibility of many. That is the honor of being chosen, and honor always demands courage. So now you stand here, trembling at the threshold, your spirit screaming louder than your fear, your destiny burning hotter than your excuses. There is no middle ground left. Either you rise or you fall. Either you obey or you reject. Either you take the final chance or you watch it disappear forever. And silence is still a choice. To hesitate is to lose. To delay is to reject. That is why this urgency is overwhelming you. It is your soul demanding that you move now. This is the last call, the final alarm, the sound of heaven knocking on your door one final time. Chosen one, hear me clearly. You cannot afford to ignore this. You cannot run back to comfort. You cannot sink into delay. You cannot pretend you didn't hear it. The voice is too loud, the truth too sharp, the timing too divine. This is it. Everything is on the line. Your future, your freedom, your family, your calling, all of it waits on this decision. Do not let fear steal it from you. Do not let doubt drown it out. Do not let pride keep you frozen. Step forward. Say yes. Obey. Because if you do, heaven will open in your life in ways you cannot imagine. And if you don't, you will carry the silence forever. This is the end of waiting. This is the end of excuses. This is the end of delay. You are standing in the fire, and the fire is demanding an answer. Chosen one, God said this is your final chance. Don't ignore it. Take it now. Step into it now. The heavens are watching, eternity is waiting, and destiny is calling your name. Do not let this pass. This is the final moment. This is the final chance. This is everything. Chosen one, the silence around you is breaking. The shadows that once covered your path can no longer conceal who you are. The earth itself seems to tremble, as if the hidden chambers of destiny are cracking open, demanding your presence. You've been moving quietly, hoping no one would notice. But God has already declared, you can't hide anymore. The season of invisibility is over. The cloak of protection that shielded you while you were being prepared has now been lifted. Your name is echoing in the unseen, and the warning is clear. If you resist this call, you resist the very reason you were created. This is not a gentle whisper. It is the thunder of heaven awakening you, shaking you, commanding you to step forward into the very life you were chosen to live. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this very moment. Deep down, your spirit knows this message is for you. Stop holding back your blessings. Stop silencing your own prayers. Right now, release your warmest wishes into the comments and seal them with the number 99. Do it boldly, because when you declare it, You set energy in motion, and if your heart shook while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. You've been hidden too long, and this is your sign to rise. Write 99 in the comments. It's time to release your wish to the universe. Every delay you've suffered was not punishment. It was preparation. Every tear you've shed was not wasted. It watered the ground beneath you so that when you rise, the fruit of your struggle will be undeniable. You cannot keep pretending that you are ordinary when everything about your spirit screams extraordinary. The moment you try to shrink, life itself pushes you forward. The warning is not for your destruction, but for your awakening. God is saying, no more hiding, no more silence, no more delay. You've been set apart, and now the spotlight of destiny is finding you. This is why people have sensed something about you without even knowing your story. It's why doors seem to swing shut in your face, because not every door was meant for you. You weren't created to blend in. You were created to stand out. The warning comes because the time has expired for living in the shadows. This is the unveiling, the hour where the mask of fear must fall and the truth of your calling must rise. Chosen one, you can't run anymore. You can't hide anymore. The light has already found you, and it will not let you go until you stand where you were destined to stand. The atmosphere around you is shifting, chosen one. It's no longer safe to sit in the background. The places you once ran to for refuge feel too small now, too heavy, too suffocating for who you've become. You've been stretched by pain, molded by silence, and refined by fire, and now the stage is being set whether you feel ready or not. Destiny doesn't wait for permission. God is sounding the warning because your hiding is no longer protection. It has become resistance. The longer you delay, the heavier the weight feels pressing on your chest, reminding you that you are being summoned for something greater. You feel it when you wake up. You feel it when you lie down at night. You can't escape it, because heaven's echo follows you everywhere you go. There were seasons when hiding was necessary. Seasons where your gifts would have been crushed if exposed too soon. Times when your innocence needed protection from predators who would have stolen your light. But those days are over now. What once protected you will destroy you if you cling to it any longer. You weren't made to survive in the shadows. You were made to break them. The reason God warns you now is because delay has become dangerous. Silence has become sabotage. And the calling on your life is too urgent, too critical, too divinely timed to keep postponing. You can't stay hidden without losing yourself. You can't pretend to be less when everything about you screams more. The world may not understand you, but that has never been the requirement. You've been misunderstood because you were never meant to be explained. You were meant to be revealed. You've been set apart in secret so that when you step into the open, there will be no question that God's hand is upon you. Even your struggles, even your failures, even your mistakes are about to become testimonies of strength. The warning is clear. If you don't rise now, you will suffocate under the weight of a destiny too large to ignore. The cracks are already forming in the walls you've built. The light is bleeding through, and soon those walls will collapse, and the whole world will see what heaven has been whispering all along, that you were chosen for such a time as this. People will try to keep you in the box they first met you in. They will remind you of the person you were, not the one you've become. But their version of you is outdated. It no longer fits. That's why God keeps stirring your spirit, pulling you away from old circles, old habits, old patterns. You can't be caged anymore. And when the cage breaks, there will be noise, there will be resistance, there will be opposition, but there will also be freedom. Chosen one, this is not a suggestion. This is a warning. You can't hide anymore. You can't go back. The stage of your life is being illuminated, and you are being positioned to step out whether you feel ready or not. The storm is rolling in, chosen one, and you can feel it in your bones. It isn't a storm sent to destroy you. It's one designed to expose you. The winds are tearing at the layers you've wrapped around yourself, ripping away every excuse, every mask, every hiding place. The thunder you hear is heaven's voice declaring that time is up. You've been quiet too long, you've held back too much, and the fire inside you refuses to stay buried. The warning is fierce because your silence is costing you, and your hiding is robbing the world of what only you can carry. You've been tested in secret. You've wept in the dark when no one was watching. You've fought invisible battles that no one will ever understand. And those battles weren't wasted. They shaped the kind of strength that cannot be faked. That strength is needed now. That wisdom is demanded now. This is why you keep feeling restless. It's why no matter how hard you try to settle, something inside you burns louder, stronger, unstoppable. It's God whispering, "You cannot hide anymore." The world is waiting for you, and the longer you resist, the more unbearable the restlessness becomes because your destiny refuses to shrink. Do you realize what happens when you step out? Chains break around you, but not just your own. Others are freed because of your courage. There are people bound in silence who will find their voice the moment you use yours. There are lives waiting on your obedience. This is bigger than your comfort. This is bigger than your fear. That's why the warning is so heavy. Because every moment you hesitate, someone else's hope is delayed. Every time you hide, the light assigned to you stays dim. God won't let you stay small because your rise is tied to others rising too. You are a key, chosen one, and the lock is trembling because it knows you're near. The world has a way of convincing you that safety is found in staying hidden. But true safety is only in obedience. True peace is only in alignment. That's why the weight you feel isn't punishment. It's pressure. Pressure to move. Pressure to rise. Pressure to finally be seen for who you really are. The longer you resist, the heavier it becomes, until it feels like you're being crushed. But the moment you surrender, the moment you step out, the pressure becomes power. And what once threatened to break you will fuel your breakthrough. Chosen one, you are not hearing this by chance. You are hearing it because the heavens are warning you, no more hiding. Your unveiling has already begun. The fire is spreading now, chosen one. The flames of your calling are licking at the edges of the old life you've been trying to hold on to. Everything that once felt safe now feels unstable. Everything that once brought comfort now feels like chains. That's not coincidence. It's heaven shaking you out of your hiding place. You cannot remain where you've been because where you've been is too small for where you're going. The walls are cracking, the ground is trembling, and the atmosphere around you is crying out, "Rise, or be buried under what no longer fits you." This is why your dreams have grown louder. This is why the weight of ordinary life feels unbearable. You've outgrown the shadows, and the light will not let you stay there. Every step you avoided has only made the path more urgent. The opportunities you thought you lost weren't truly lost. They were waiting for the version of you that could handle them. And that version is emerging now. The reason the warning feels so sharp is because this is not the time to hesitate, not the time to overthink, not the time to look for more signs. The sign is already here. Your spirit won't let you rest. The constant pull you feel isn't random. It's destiny. And if you don't respond, the pressure will only increase until you finally break through. The question isn't whether you're chosen. It's whether you'll step into it before it's too late. Look at your life. Every closed door, every betrayal, every season of silence, it all pushed you here. It all cornered you until the only way left was forward. You may have thought you were being punished, but you were being positioned. You were hidden so you could grow, but now growth requires exposure. The seed has broken open, and hiding underground is no longer possible. You must rise, even if it terrifies you, because your fear doesn't disqualify you. Your obedience defines you. Chosen one, the warning is not meant to scare you into paralysis. It's meant to awaken you into purpose. You cannot run anymore. You cannot hide anymore. The world is calling, heaven is watching, and your silence is no longer an option. And hear this clearly. When you step out, resistance will come. People will misunderstand. Some will mock. Others will doubt. But none of that matters, because the same God who calls you is the same God who carries you. Your enemies don't get the final word. Your fear doesn't get the final word. And your past doesn't get the final word. The warning is simple. If you stay hidden, you'll miss the very life you were designed to live. But if you rise now, if you finally step forward, nothing will stop the unveiling that has already begun. Chosen one, the time for waiting has ended. This is your moment, and the light is already on you. The ground beneath you is shaking, chosen one. Every step you take feels heavier, not because you are weak, but because you are carrying a weight meant to shift generations. The warning you keep hearing is not just about your life. It's about the ripple your life is destined to create. That's why the pressure hasn't lifted. That's why the pull hasn't gone away. You are standing in a moment where hesitation could cost you everything, but obedience could change everything. The walls of hiding are collapsing, and the sound of their breaking is echoing in your spirit. You can't pretend anymore. You can't shrink anymore. The time to rise has been stamped into your destiny, and heaven refuses to let you miss it. Think of the times you almost gave up. Think of the moments when silence seemed easier, when walking away seemed safer. Yet every time you tried, something kept pulling you back, refusing to let you quit. That was not coincidence. That was God guarding your purpose. And now, that same hand is pushing you out into the open. No more disguises. No more delay. No more acting like you're ordinary when the truth is written across your soul. You are chosen. And chosen ones cannot live small lives. Chosen ones cannot bury their fire. Chosen ones cannot disappear when the spotlight of heaven has already found them. The warning is fierce because the assignment is urgent. You feel the eyes on you even when no one is in the room. You feel the tug on your heart even when you're distracted. It's like the universe itself is watching, waiting for you to take your place. And maybe that terrifies you. Maybe you wonder if you're enough, if you're ready, if you'll fail. But hear this. Your readiness was never the requirement. Obedience was. The power doesn't come from your perfection. It comes from your surrender. The warning is not to scare you into silence, but to wake you into courage. Because if you hide any longer, you'll betray the very reason you were born. The shift is happening whether you want it or not. Opportunities are aligning. Doors are forming. Connections are being drawn in ways you can't yet see. But they require your presence. They require your voice. They require you to stop hiding. If you continue to resist, life will only grow more restless, because you were not designed to live in the shadows. You were designed to carry light. Chosen one, this is not a season to step back. This is the season to step out, to step bold, to step into the truth that has always been yours. The warning has been spoken. The time has been set. The question now is whether you'll obey it. The sky above you is heavy, chosen one, as if creation itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to move. You've tried to blend in, but blending in has become impossible. Every room you enter feels too small, every conversation too shallow, every plan too ordinary. That's the signal. You've outgrown the old version of yourself. The warning has grown louder because the timing has grown sharper. Heaven won't allow you to stay invisible when your purpose is screaming to be revealed. Every whisper in your soul, every tug at your heart, every restless night, it's all evidence that God is saying, the hiding is over. You know the weight of hiding too well. It drains you, it suffocates you, it makes you question whether you were ever meant for more. Yet, no matter how low you sink, something always pulls you back up. That something is not random. It is divine. It is destiny. And destiny doesn't negotiate. It demands. That's why you can't escape this feeling. That's why even in your lowest places, a spark kept burning. Because heaven has invested too much in you to let you disappear. The warning is not just a sound in the distance. It is an alarm ringing in your chest. Think about it. You've survived too much to stay hidden. You've walked through storms others didn't make it through. You've carried pain that could have broken you. But instead, it made you stronger. Those scars are not your shame. They are your evidence. Evidence that you were built for more. Evidence that your silence cannot last. Evidence that your story has power. And now that story is needed. That fire is needed. That strength is needed. Chosen one, you've been preserved not for hiding, but for revealing. To resist this is to resist the very reason you're still breathing. Yes, stepping out will feel dangerous. Yes, it will stir opposition, but it will also stir miracles. The very things you fear are the very places your breakthrough is waiting. The path won't be smooth, but it will be sacred. And every step you take into visibility will break chains you didn't even know you were carrying. This is why the warning feels like thunder. It's meant to shake you, to break you free from hesitation, to drive you into the open field of your destiny. Hiding may feel safe, but it's actually suffocating you. Stepping forward may feel risky, but it's the only way you'll finally breathe. The horizon is burning with light, chosen one, and you can feel it pressing against your skin. The world around you is shifting, bending, rearranging itself to make room for who you truly are. You've been hidden, but not forgotten. You've been silent, but not erased. And now the moment you've avoided has finally arrived. The warning is not gentle anymore. It roars like a lion, declaring that time is up. You can't go back to the shadows you once called home. They reject you now. They collapse the moment you try to enter. Because the truth is simple. You were never meant to stay there. The fear you've carried is real, but it is not stronger than the fire within you. You've mistaken your trembling for weakness, but trembling is a sign of power building inside you. It means your spirit is awake, alive, unable to be silent any longer. Every heartbeat is a countdown. Every breath is an announcement that you are closer than ever to stepping into what was always yours. The longer you hide, the louder the countdown gets, until it feels unbearable. That's why this message finds you now. It's not random. It's heaven making sure you can't ignore the call any longer. You may think you're not ready, but readiness isn't what makes the chosen rise. Willingness does. Obedience does. And you are already equipped with what you need, even if you can't see it yet. Every pain you've endured, every season you've survived, every night you thought you wouldn't make it through, those were your training grounds. You're not stepping out empty-handed. You're stepping out with fire, with scars that tell stories, with strength you don't even realize you carry. The warning is clear. Hiding is now more dangerous than rising. If you resist, the weight will crush you. But if you obey, the weight will crown you. Chosen one, destiny has been patient, but it will not wait forever. This is the crossing point. You are standing between who you were and who you were born to be. If you keep trying to shrink, you'll only break under the pressure. But if you rise, even trembling, you'll discover that the very ground you feared will hold you. The stage is set, the light is already on you, and heaven is leaning forward, waiting for your step. You cannot hide anymore. You cannot delay anymore. The moment of unveiling is now, and everything in your spirit already knows it. The drumbeat of destiny is pounding louder. Chosen one. Every sound around you feels amplified. Every sign feels heavier. Every moment feels like a countdown. That is because you are no longer at the beginning. You are standing in the middle of the crossing. The old world is fading behind you, but the new one is not fully opened until you take your step. The warning is fierce because hesitation here could cost you the very future you were born for. Heaven will not let you retreat, and life will not let you hide. The call is urgent, and the stage is already waiting for your arrival. You've always known you were different. The way you've seen things others didn't. The way you've carried a weight others couldn't. The way you felt pulled even when you tried to resist. That difference is not a curse. It's a seal. It's proof that God's hand has been on you from the start. But seals are not meant to remain hidden. They are meant to be revealed at the appointed time. And that time is now. The very things you tried to silence are about to roar. The very parts of you that you once buried are about to break open with light. The warning isn't about fear, it's about urgency. Your unveiling is not optional anymore. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It is the force of destiny breaking through. You've been like a seed underground, safe but unseen. But now the soil around you is cracking, and the surface is calling. If you stay beneath, you will rot. If you rise, you will bloom. That is the choice laid before you. Hiding was once your safety, but now it is your prison. The only freedom left is forward. Chosen one, you can no longer deny the truth. The world is waiting, heaven is watching, and your soul will not rest until you step out. This is why every attempt to disappear has failed. This is why every time you tried to bury your gift, it came back stronger. This is why every voice inside you that said stay small was drowned out by a louder voice saying, you were made for more. The warning has chased you, not to destroy you, but to deliver you. You cannot hide anymore because the time for hiding has expired. You are too seen in the spirit to stay unseen in the world. And whether you rise trembling or rise boldly, the moment of revelation is here. The earth itself is waiting for you to take your place. The final veil is tearing, chosen one. The last walls of your hiding place are collapsing, and there is no returning to what once was. You've been preserved in silence long enough. You've been trained in the shadows long enough. And now, the voice of heaven is no longer a whisper. It is a command. You cannot stay where you are. You cannot shrink back. You cannot bury what was meant to rise. The warning is not to frighten you, but to free you. Free you from hesitation. Free you from delay. Free you from the false safety of smallness. The time has come, and the universe itself leans in to witness your unveiling. All the pain you've carried, all the storms you've endured, all the nights you thought would swallow you whole, they were not wasted. They were preparation for this very moment. You've been shaped by trials, sharpened by tears, and refined by fire, so that when this moment came, you would not be fragile, but unbreakable. And now, the stage of destiny is no longer waiting. The light has found you, the sound has risen, and the call is undeniable. Chosen one, you can't hide anymore because your silence has become too loud, and your invisibility has become impossible. Heaven itself has made sure of it. Yes, stepping forward will cost you. It will cost your comfort, your fear, your excuses, and your disguise. But hiding will cost you more. It will cost you your purpose. And you were not born to live without purpose. You were not created to pass through life unseen. You were chosen to leave a mark, to carry a fire, to bring a shift no one else could bring. That is why the warning has followed you so fiercely. That is why, even now, your spirit trembles, because you know this truth. You cannot escape what you were made to be. So stand now, even if your legs shake. Speak now, even if your voice trembles. Step forward now, even if your fear screams louder than your faith. Because the moment you obey, everything changes. The moment you rise, Chains break, doors open, miracles move. This is not just about your life. It's about the lives tied to your courage. And heaven will not allow them to remain in darkness because you refuse to shine. Chosen one, the hiding is over. The silence is finished. The unveiling has come. Hear it clearly. You cannot hide anymore. Not from God, not from destiny, not from yourself. This is your warning. This is your call. This is your moment. Step into the light, for the world is waiting, heaven is watching, and your time has finally arrived. Chosen one, the air around you is heavy tonight, almost electric, as if the universe itself is leaning in, whispering truths only you were meant to hear. The next 24 hours are not ordinary hours. They are hours stitched with urgency, with hidden signals, with divine warnings that press against your spirit like thunder waiting to break. Something in your soul already knows it. There is no more waiting, no more delaying. You are standing at the edge of a moment that could reshape everything. God is saying, pay attention. The next 24 hours are critical. And when you hear this, it should shake you not with fear, but with reverence. Because what is coming is not random. It is written. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this moment because your spirit has been searching for confirmation, and this is it. This is where you release your heart's deepest wish into the current of the universe. In the comments below, write your warmest wishes and seal them with the number 99. This is not a game. It is a declaration. When you write it, you are sending a signal that heaven and earth cannot ignore. And listen carefully. If your spirit woke up while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. This is not just a channel. It is your home, your reminder, your divine checkpoint. Make your voice heard. Write 99 and let the energy respond. There is something extraordinary about the next 24 hours. It is not simply about time on a clock. It is about alignment in eternity. God's warning is not meant to paralyze you, but to sharpen you, to break the fog, to pull you back from distraction. Think of how many times you almost missed the signs, how many times your heart whispered and you ignored it. This is not one of those times. The next 24 hours are critical because windows open and close, opportunities appear and vanish, and energy flows where attention is given. If you ignore this, you may never recover what was meant for you. If you embrace it, you could shift into a life that feels almost unrecognizable from where you stand right now. Do not underestimate the urgency of this moment. The signals are already around you. The unusual dreams, the heavy feeling in your chest, the repeating numbers you keep seeing, the sudden restlessness that makes you feel like something is about to happen. These are not coincidences. They are alarms, God's alarms. And when He sets them off, you cannot afford to stay asleep. This is why your spirit is uneasy, because something is being demanded of you in the next 24 hours. Something that requires your attention, your courage, and your willingness to act. Chosen one, the question is not whether something will shift. It already has. The question is whether you will step into it or let it pass you by. The next 24 hours are a crossing, a test, a refining fire that wants to burn away what no longer belongs to you. You must be alert. You must be awake. You must be willing to listen, because God does not repeat Himself forever. When he says this is critical, it means there are consequences tied to your response. And deep down, you already know what he's asking you to face. The silence before a storm is always deceptive, chosen one. You look around, and everything seems normal. The same sky, the same routine, the same people passing by. But deep underneath, forces are moving, decisions are being prepared, and unseen hands are arranging what will come to the surface in the next 24 hours. God does not speak lightly. When he says these hours are critical, it means the unseen is about to press itself into the seen. It means what has been concealed will be revealed. You cannot afford to dismiss the weight of this moment as coincidence. Think of your life as a book. Each chapter has led you here, to this very page, to this very line. And now this chapter will either break open the story you were meant to live, or lock you into a cycle you were never meant to repeat. That is why the urgency feels so heavy. The next 24 hours are not just about what you will see, but about what you will choose. Will you step into the courage of your calling, or will you shrink back into silence? Will you respond to God's tug on your soul, or will you pretend you didn't hear it? The choices you make now will echo into days, weeks, and years ahead. Chosen one, do not confuse stillness with safety. Sometimes the lack of noise is the most dangerous sign. Heaven is quiet when a test is laid before you. Hell is quiet when it thinks you're too distracted to notice the trap. And in these next hours, both heaven and hell will be watching your response. That's why God is shaking you awake, because your decision is not just about you. It's about the ripple that will affect your family, your destiny, your generations. This is why your chest feels heavy, why your nights feel restless, why the ordinary no longer satisfies you. You are being called to rise above the noise. The universe is aligned in a way that doesn't happen often. Patterns are colliding, signals are pointing, energy is shifting. And in that alignment lies both danger and opportunity. God says, pay attention, because distractions will try to pull you off course, and if you are not alert, you may lose sight of the sign you've been praying for. In the next 24 hours, the temptation to fall back into old habits, old fears, and old cycles will be strong. But remember, the moment before breakthrough always feels like unbearable pressure. That pressure is not here to destroy you. It is here to mark you. Chosen one, the clock is ticking. But this is not about fear. It is about readiness. It is about recognizing that what you've been asking for, what you've been crying for, may not come dressed the way you expect. The answer may come disguised as a test. The opportunity may appear in a form that requires faith to recognize. And if you are not alert, you will walk past it without even realizing it. God is saying, sharpen your eyes, steady your heart, and prepare your spirit. The next 24 hours are critical, not because he is against you, but because he is setting you up for the very shift you were created for. Chosen one, imagine standing on a bridge at midnight, the wind tearing through the silence, the water raging beneath you. On one side is the life you've always known, predictable, comfortable, but stagnant. On the other side is the unknown, uncertain, dangerous, but full of possibility. God is saying the next 24 hours are the crossing. This is not a time to linger on the bridge. This is not a time to stare at the waters below and question if you're ready. The critical moment has arrived, and hesitation is its own form of failure. There comes a point in every life when the ordinary breaks apart, a point where God says, "Enough." You cannot keep walking in circles. That moment is here. You felt the cracks forming in your spirit, conversations that suddenly felt empty, environments that no longer fit, relationships that revealed more truth than you were prepared to face. These are not accidents. They are the evidence that God has been preparing you for this exact hour. In the next 24 hours, things will intensify, and you will be asked to choose between who you were and who you must become. Do not mistake this as punishment. It is a calling. When heaven sees a chosen one asleep, storms will come to wake them. And that's why the turbulence in your life has grown louder, why your peace has been tested, why your inner world feels like it's on fire. It's not because you're abandoned. It's because you're being refined. Gold only shines after it survives the fire, and your destiny is no different. The flames of the next 24 hours will reveal what cannot burn, and that is where your true self will stand. Chosen one, you cannot go back to who you were yesterday. That version of you no longer fits the future waiting on the other side of this moment. The next 24 hours are critical because they demand that you strip off the weight of fear, doubt, and hesitation. You cannot carry those things into your destiny. They will not survive the fire. If you hold on to them, you will suffocate under the very pressure that was meant to elevate you. But if you release them, you will discover a freedom that will terrify your enemies and astonish even you. The next 24 hours will not simply test your faith, they will test your vision. Can you see beyond what is in front of you? Can you believe that the pain you feel right now is not a wall but a doorway? Can you trust that God's urgency is not cruelty but protection? These are the questions hanging in the air, and they cannot be answered with words. They must be answered with action. Every choice you make in these hours is a declaration to the universe. I am awake. I am ready. I am chosen. And once you declare that, the universe responds. Chosen one, when lightning splits the sky, it does not apologize for the thunder that follows. The same is true for what is about to unfold in your life. The next 24 hours are not a gentle suggestion from God. They are a divine command written in energy, pulsing through your spirit whether you acknowledge it or not. You have felt the heaviness, the tug, the strange alignment of signs around you. This is not your imagination. This is the Creator calling your name with urgency. Ignore it, and the storm will still come. But you will not be standing in the place you were meant to stand. The weight of destiny is not light. That's why you've been restless, why you've carried burdens that others cannot see, why even your laughter sometimes felt hollow. The next 24 hours are designed to expose the truth. Are you carrying what is yours, or are you still dragging what God has asked you to leave behind? You cannot run into the future holding onto the chains of the past. This moment is critical because it is the line between bondage and freedom, between delay and destiny. Think of the voices that have tried to silence you, the doubts that have eaten at your confidence, the failures that have whispered, "Stay small." These voices are loudest right before breakthrough. Why? Because darkness always senses when light is about to break through. That is why the opposition has been fierce. That is why distractions have multiplied. That is why in the quiet of the night, your chest has felt heavy, as if carrying a weight that cannot be explained. It is the spiritual battle of the 24 hours God called critical. Chosen one, hear me. You cannot afford to numb yourself. You cannot drown this urgency in noise, in habits, in shallow pleasures. To do so is to trade your divine appointment for temporary relief, and once these 24 hours are gone, they will never come back. That's what makes them dangerous and holy at the same time. Every hour carries within it the possibility of a sign, a word, a confirmation, or a test. If you're awake, you will recognize it. If you are distracted, you will miss it. The difference will shape the entire course of your future. The next 24 hours may feel heavy, but they are not meant to crush you. They are meant to crown you. Pressure does not come to destroy the chosen. It comes to reveal them. Diamonds form under the weight of the earth. Stars are born in the chaos of collapsing galaxies. Your story is no different. This is not the hour to shrink. This is the hour to stand, to believe, to declare, to move with boldness, even if your knees tremble. God has marked these hours as critical because they are the intersection of your past and your promise. Do not step back now. Chosen one, there are moments when time itself seems to lean forward, holding its breath, waiting for your decision. That is what the next 24 hours are. They are not just ticking minutes. They are charged with divine electricity. Every second carries a choice, and every choice carries a ripple. The world around you may not notice, but heaven and earth are watching closely. You are not invisible in this moment. You are the focus of attention. That is why the urgency in your soul has been so loud, why you cannot shake the feeling that something must shift now. The truth is, you have already been prepared for this. The trials you faced, the heartbreaks you endured, the loneliness you walked through, they were not wasted. They were sharpening your senses for hours like these. The next 24 hours are critical because they will reveal whether you learned from those battles or whether you allowed them to break you. God does not waste pain. He transforms it into vision, courage, and strength. But only if you are willing to see beyond the wound and recognize the purpose hidden inside it. Chosen one, do not underestimate yourself. You are far stronger than you've been made to believe. The world tried to label you, to silence you, to confine you. But here you are, standing on the edge of destiny with your spirit awake. This is no accident. You were chosen to carry this fire, to hold this responsibility, to face this critical moment with faith instead of fear. That's why you feel the weight. It is not crushing you, it is crowning you. And when God crowns you, no one can remove it. The next 24 hours are a mirror. They will reflect the truth of your heart, the clarity of your faith, and the courage of your soul. If you step forward with boldness, doors will open. If you shrink back, the moment may close, and you will feel the ache of what could have been. This is not to scare you. It is to wake you. You cannot approach this time casually. You must lean in with your whole being, because what happens in these hours will echo far beyond them. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be present. Present enough to notice the signs. Present enough to act on the opportunities. Present enough to silence fear and hear the whisper of God's direction. That's why he says, pay attention, because the gift of this time can only be received by those who are awake. Chosen one, you are being summoned to rise higher, to walk sharper, to embrace the fire that has been burning inside you all along. Chosen one, there is a reason the air feels different, why the hours ahead seem to hum with a strange vibration. The next 24 hours are a threshold, and you are standing at its edge. Beyond it lies a version of your life that looks nothing like the one behind you. That is why the pressure feels unbearable, why the urgency will not leave you alone. Heaven does not stir you without cause. This is not noise. This is signal. God is shaking the atmosphere because something in you must awaken now. Think about all the times you brushed aside the tug in your spirit, telling yourself you would act later. Later is gone. There is no later. These hours demand your attention because delay will cost you more than you realize. Opportunities can pass, relationships can shift, and doors can close when you fail to step forward. That is why the weight of these next 24 hours is unlike anything you've felt before. It is not meant to crush you. It is meant to catapult you. But you must be ready to move when the moment arrives. Do not let fear become your interpreter. Fear will always whisper that you are not ready, that you will fail, that you should wait for safer ground. But chosen ones are never called into safety. They are called into fire. Fire is the birthplace of destiny. Fire is the test that separates the ordinary from the chosen. And in the next 24 hours, you will walk through fire. But if you dare to face it, you will find that the flames do not consume you. They reveal you. Chosen one. This urgency is not about punishment. It is about preparation. God does not warn you to frighten you. He warns you to position you. These hours are not a curse. They are a gift wrapped in disguise. The universe is bending in your direction, shifting the pieces into alignment. But alignment without awareness is wasted. You must notice it. You must respond to it. You must refuse to sleep through the alarm of your own destiny. These 24 hours are not random. They are appointed. And you, whether you feel ready or not, have been chosen to carry the weight of them. That's why your heart beats harder right now, why your mind cannot shake the thought that change is near. You are not wrong. The shift is here. It is waiting for your response. Chosen one, the question is not if God will move. It is whether you will be awake enough to move with him. Chosen one, picture a clock striking midnight. The world outside is quiet, but your soul is anything but. The ticking you hear is not just time, it is destiny counting down. The next 24 hours are loaded with purpose, packed with meaning, and carved out for revelation. That is why you cannot shake the feeling that everything around you is trembling, that something unseen is pressing against the fabric of your reality. This is no ordinary day. This is a divine appointment, and you have been summoned to show up for it. The urgency in your spirit is proof that heaven has marked this hour. You have been through storms, betrayals, silent seasons, and moments when you thought the voice of God had gone quiet. But now, suddenly, the weight is back. The fire is burning. The signs are flashing. Why? Because the next 24 hours are not just critical. They are decisive. What you do in this space will shape the road ahead in ways you cannot yet see. The ripples will not stop at you. They will touch the lives connected to you, the generations waiting on you, the doors that only your obedience can open. Chosen one, understand this. Critical hours are not meant to be comfortable. They demand attention because they carry tests disguised as opportunities and opportunities disguised as tests. That is why confusion may rise, why emotions may surge, why you may feel torn between what feels safe and what feels right. Do not be deceived. Safety is not always obedience, and risk is not always danger. The line between the two is thin, but if you stay alert, God will show you which way to walk. The voices around you may try to drown out what you feel inside. Some will say you're overthinking. Some will say nothing is happening, but your spirit knows better. You have been chosen to hear what others cannot, to see what others overlook. That is why the weight is on you and not on them. The burden of the chosen one is heavy, but it is holy. And these next 24 hours will show you just how set apart you truly are. Do not waste these hours. Do not numb yourself with distractions. Do not ignore the signs flashing in front of you. Stay awake. Stay sensitive. Stay aligned. For what you choose now will not only define this day, it will define the next season of your life. Chosen one, pay attention. The hour has struck, and the critical moment is already unfolding around you. Chosen one, the atmosphere around you is charged, as if the unseen world is holding its breath. Every thought feels louder, every emotion sharper, every decision heavier. That is not by accident. The next 24 hours have been set apart, carved out of time itself as a testing ground for your spirit. You are not walking through ordinary hours. You are walking across a battlefield disguised as a day. That's why your chest feels heavy, why your dreams are vivid, why your heart will not let you rest. The universe is pressing in because your response is critical. Think about how far you've come. Every scar, every wound, every sleepless night has been leading you here. The struggles were not meant to break you. They were rehearsals for this exact moment. And now, God is saying, watch closely. Pay attention, because what you will encounter in these hours may not look like destiny at first glance. It may come in the form of a challenge that forces you to grow, a decision that terrifies you, a release that feels painful. But hidden inside it will be the shift you've been praying for. Do not miss it. The critical hours always hide their treasure. If you only look with your eyes, you will overlook it. You must look with your spirit. The answers you've been seeking may not arrive with trumpets. They may whisper in silence, or show up in a small, ordinary moment that others dismiss. But for you, it will be confirmation, a sign that God has heard every cry, every prayer, every wish. That's why you must stay awake. These hours are holy ground. Chosen one, understand the weight of delay. When you hesitate, you hand over ground to forces that do not want to see you rise. But when you act, when you trust, When you step forward, even while trembling, the ground itself shifts in your favor. That is why God is calling you now, not tomorrow, not someday, but in this exact space of time. The next 24 hours are not just about survival. They are about acceleration. They will carry you faster than you thought possible if you respond with faith. You are being refined, and refinement is never easy. But diamonds are made in pressure, stars are born in collapse, and chosen ones are revealed in critical hours. This is your proving ground. The universe is waiting for your move. Heaven is listening for your response, and the earth itself will bear witness to what you decide. Do not shrink back. Stand tall. Stay awake. The critical moment is already upon you, and your spirit has been chosen to carry it. Chosen one. The final hour is here. The next 24 hours are not simply a passing of time. They are a divine countdown, a sacred test, a moment sealed with urgency and destiny. You have felt the tremors in your soul, the restless energy in your body, the undeniable pull that something greater is unfolding. This is not your imagination. This is God saying, pay attention. Do not drift. Do not sleep. Do not waste what I am giving you. Every second ahead is alive with meaning. The universe is leaning in to see if you will rise to the occasion. This is the part of your journey that separates those who hear from those who respond. It is not enough to feel the urgency. You must act on it. In the next 24 hours, you will be given signs, tests, and opportunities. Some will scare you. Some will challenge you. Some will force you to choose between what is safe and what is right. That is why these hours are critical. They are the refining fire, the sharpening blade, the proving ground of your destiny. You cannot afford to numb yourself, to scroll past, to silence the voice that has been echoing in your spirit. The alarms are ringing because heaven has set the stage for a turning point. Chosen one, let this be the hour you refuse to shrink. Let this be the moment you say, I will not sleep through my calling. I will not waste what has been placed in my hands. I will not let fear write the story of my life. The pressure you feel is not a curse. It is a crown being placed on your head. The urgency is not meant to crush you. It is meant to confirm you. And when the world looks back, they will say this was the moment everything shifted, the night you refused to ignore the call, the day you stepped into the fire and came out shining like gold. The next 24 hours are critical. Not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. Not because you are forgotten, but because you are marked. Not because you are lost, but because you are about to be revealed. Pay attention. Stay awake. Lean in. For this is not the end of your story. It is the breaking open of a new chapter. And when the sun rises after these hours, the world will not see the same you. They will see the chosen one who listened, who responded, who rose when it mattered most. Chosen one. The moment is heavy, the air thick with a warning that feels more like destiny than suggestion. You have been told before in whispers of intuition, but now the command echoes louder than ever. God said you must not eat this food again. This is not a passing idea, not a superstition, but a critical turning point that separates life from decline. clarity from confusion and alignment from destruction.